When I was a university student, I decided to move in with my dad, who lived on the top floor of that little apartment over there. Now, there were two reasons for that. One, my dad's a great guy, but two, right over there.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Pleb. In today's story, Pierre Poilievre is finally stealing votes from Justin Trudeau. Today on X, Pierre Poilievre put out a viral video that is so good that the left are actually buzzing about it. From Captain Kobe to Kristen to some dude named Hassan, the left are now switching their support over to Pierre. And in our last story, Mark Slipinski is getting canceled on X for another stupid thing he said. We'll cover it in this story, so stick around. I know, okay? I've read your comments. Pleb, stop talking about subscribe, asking people to subscribe. Fine. I won't ask you to subscribe. Don't subscribe. I won't even mention the word subscribe, okay? I'm no longer kicking off my videos, shilling my subscribe. Buy a membership instead. Welcome to your Saturday report. Don't you guys feel, as you're like scrolling around on social media recently, that the tides are turning? That the pendulum is swinging here in Canada and Justin Trudeau is becoming less and less popular? Well, today on X was an absolute validation of that, as the left on X are now supporting Pierre Poilievre. If you don't believe me, we're going to watch this video together of Pierre, which is amazing, by the way. And then we're going to go read the left's reaction to it. You absolutely won't believe what they are saying about Pierre. So Pierre put out this video this morning that says, want more homes for students and seniors, require cities approve massive apartments next to all federally funded transit stations. Let's watch this video and try to figure out why the left loves it so much. All right, let's see what all this hype's about, shall we?
So, quick story from my youth. When I was a university student, I decided to move in with my dad, who lived on the top floor of that little apartment over there. Now, there were two reasons for that. One, my dad's a great guy, but two, right over there, that is Heritage Station. It connects the LRT in Calgary to the north end of the city. So I was able to come dashing out of that apartment, down the stairs, out the door, run down this path as the bells of the coming train were ringing, jump on the train, open up my books, study last minute for my exams as I traveled all the way across town to university. And what's the moral of the story? We need to approve high-density apartments around every future transit station, something we don't do now. There are many stations across the country that took millions of dollars to build, but there's very little housing around them, even though there's available land. And that means that we're not getting the maximum potential out of the massive expense that we put into those transit stations. The federal government funds transit. My common sense plan is to use that funding as leverage. I'm going to say to the big city mayors, if you want federal money for your transit station, you have to approve high-density apartments all around them so that seniors and students don't even need to afford a car. The Calgary City Hall approved this one over here as well. More housing over here. Folks are able to come down the elevator, get onto this little walkover, and go over to the station in order to get on the train and head wherever they are going. It is common sense. Let's unlock the potential of our land to get more value. We need to do something. Housing costs have doubled under 8 years of Justin Trudeau. The average mortgage has doubled. The average rent has doubled. The average needed down payment has doubled. In fact, housing costs in Canada are almost double what they are in the United States after 8 years of Trudeau, even though the Americans have 10 times the people on a much smaller landmass. Doesn't make sense. This is a government-induced problem, and I'm going to come forward with this common sense solution. More apartments next to transit stations so that countless other young people can hit their alarm clock in the morning, come storming down their stairs, run out, jump on the train, and get that essay in just in time to beat the deadline and bring home an A for their proud parents. I'd love to keep talking, but I got a train to catch.
Damn. Another banger. What is there not to like about this message? It makes a lot of sense. Like, if you're going to build a train system that goes into town, you want the most amount of people to use it. So why not build high-rise buildings all around the public transit? It's not like the rich people in the suburbs are using this transit the same way that students and seniors are. It just actually makes common sense. And this is actually resonating with people on the left, which is absolutely amazing me. I mean, the biggest Justin Trudeau supporter on X, Captain Kobe, is even coming out in support of Pierre Poilievre. Like, what? What is going on? Saying, well, I never thought I'd agree with the guy, but this is actually a great idea. Yeah, I said it. Whew, man. You lost Captain Kobe, Justin Trudeau. It doesn't get worse than that for you. Or how about another leftist on Twitter here, Kristen, saying this is a fantastic policy. More of this, please, and thank you. Or Dr. Mike, another leftist, saying this is a great message. We need to hear all politicians in all orders of government talk about accelerating the building of apartments near transit. Good for the economy, good for the climate. Win-win. Or how about another leftist named Porter saying, holy S, Pierre has made a talking point that I actually approve of. I'm sure it's not as easy as he states, but at least he's making a very important point. How about this leftist named Craig saying, if Pierre Poilievre sticks to stuff like this and avoids culture war garbage, he's going to be prime minister. Get used to it now. You love to see it. At least the left are no longer delusional and starting to accept the fact that Pierre is going to be the next prime minister. And this Haroon guy, who's like one of the most left people on Twitter, writes, this is good policy. Never thought I would be endorsing a conservative policy. Damn. What about Evan here, another leftist on Twitter? I hate how much I like this idea and how sensible and authentic Pierre Poilievre comes off in this video. Damn. So they like the policies, but they also like Pierre Poilievre. Do you believe me now that Pierre Poilievre is starting to turn over the left? I never thought I'd see this day where I'd just open up X and I'd see all these left-leaning accounts supporting Pierre and saying nice things about Pierre Poilievre. Is this the Twilight Zone? Or is Justin Trudeau just that bad? Just look at this tweet here from Kristen, a leftist, who writes, the Conservatives, or the CPC, is kicking the Liberals' ass on housing and costs of living. If they stick to that focused messaging, they are going to win the next election easily. I actually agree. And I like Kristen. I follow her on Twitter. She's one of those leftists who I find is pretty fair. You know, you'll see the crazy leftists right now who are still in the comments saying, Justin Trudeau is going to win the next election. Pierre Poilievre will never be prime minister. Those are the insane people. But it's good to see people like Kristen living in reality. I mean, if the left just listened to what Pierre Poilievre has to say, they would probably agree with him. And I think this is the first step towards that. Like, just look at this video that Pierre put out yesterday. I think this could resonate whether you're on the right or the left. People just need to listen to the guy. Like, watch this video. How can the left not agree with this?
And I was speaking about the common sense idea of a dollar for dollar law. Now, I would love to be the originator of the law, but actually it came into place during the Clinton era in the United States of America. You'll recall that during that time, the American government had racked up massive debts. And so Congress passed this law. They called it the pay-go law, requiring the U.S. administration find $1 of savings for every new dollar of spending. So what happened? Well, they balanced their budget. For the first time in half a century, they paid off $400 billion of debt. And now we know that we're always told that when you balance budgets and pay off debt, the Liberals say, well, that will just shrink the economy. Actually, the economy underwent one of the most spectacular expansions in American history, with unemployment dropping to its lowest level in the post-war period. Inflation stayed low, and the American government was able to restore its solvency and its financial foundation. Bad news is that when the law lapsed, the U.S. government went right back into deficit and has not emerged ever since. So why is that? Because it is proof that politicians need legal limits on their spending.
Yes.
Otherwise, they will find it impossible to control themselves. They will want to spend more and more of other people's money to aggrandize themselves and buy votes. We need to impose legal limits on government spending, the same limits that every other Canadian imposes on themselves.
Let's go. Let's go. I mean, what sane person would ever disagree with that? If you want to find a new dollar to spend in the government, go find a dollar to cut. There needs to be limits. It should be a law that they can't raise our taxes or spend money or print money without actually voting on it. Yeah, it should actually go to vote. And I love how Pierre Poilievre comes out and says that like politicians are literally buying votes by spending money. That's so wrong. And it's good to finally have an adult in the room. And hopefully more and more of Pierre's videos that are going to come out are going to resonate with the left. So Justin Trudeau gets the worst spanking he has ever received in his life. The biggest embarrassment of his life at the next election. In our next story, internet personality and blogger Mark Slipinski. I'm sure you guys know who he is. If you're on Twitter, you're on X, you know who Mark Slipinski is. Well, he got himself in a bunch of controversy in the last couple of days after tweeting out some terrible things about our Prime Minister's daughter, which were clearly crossing the line. After Justin Trudeau took his son, his 15-year-old son, to the Barbie movie this week, well, in the tradition of respecting his family's privacy, Justin Trudeau went out with his daughter to see Oppenheimer and posted this picture, trying to be the cool dad with the Gibson hat. Well, Mark Slipinski had a tweet about this picture that is so disgusting, we'll cover it right now. So after that tweet, Mark Slipinski came out at like 11:59 p.m. that night and tweeted this out, probably drunk, by the way, saying, Justin Trudeau's daughter looks like a $20 prostitute. I won't say the word. You can read it on the screen. Gross. This comment was absolutely unacceptable and made the left absolutely melt down and call out Mark Slipinski. Now, when I saw this tweet, this is not a right or left thing to me. This is a, are you a good person or are you not type thing. And to me, no Canadian would ever tweet that out. No matter how much you don't like Justin Trudeau, and trust me, I am no fan of Justin Trudeau. This is disgusting and crossing the line. I even put out a tweet to all my followers here saying that it was disgusting and unacceptable, and that I was actually happy to see the left and the right unite on this issue, that everyone hates Mark Slipinski. Then Mark Slipinski, after deleting the tweet, comes out the following day with this even dumber tweet, may I add, saying, I'm being targeted by a disinformation campaign. Don't believe fake news or screenshots from liberal trolls. I literally saw this tweet myself. I even responded to the original tweet before he deleted it. Mark is trying to lie and say the tweet never exists. Trust me, the pleb saw it with his own eyes. Yeah, Mark, it's so fake that I actually responded to your tweet. First thing when I woke up in the morning, I saw your tweet. It was one of the most horrific things I've ever seen. And I wrote, dude, WTF, right before you deleted it. So don't try to pretend like this tweet doesn't exist. I literally responded to it. Well, the free market reacted to Mark Slipinski and his stupid tweet, thankfully, his horrific tweet. And if you go look on Social Blade here, Mark Slipinski has lost 97 followers on Thursday, 532 on Friday, and 343 on Saturday. You love to see it. This guy lives for the clicks and lives for the followers. So the best way to punish a dick like this is literally just to unfollow him. Good job, internet. And for those who don't know Mark Slipinski, let me show you this video as a reminder, which Ian Miles Chong posted yesterday to remind the entire world who Mark Slipinski is. This video already has 21,000 likes and over 10,000 retweets. Let's watch this beauty of a video.
We've had a big problem with anti-vaxxers, and I have a solution to the anti-vaxxer question. And some might even say the final solution to the anti-vaxxer question. Here's what we're going to do. Just to start, we're going to take little stickers and we're going to put them on the houses of all the unvaccinated people. just so people know who they are and where they live. And if that doesn't work, what we're going to do is take all the unvaccinated people, put them on cattle cars, and ship them off to work camps. Nice, big, powerful work camps, either in Northern Ontario or in Quebec. And here's how this is going to work. We're going to force them to work, free labor, get them to build us stuff, and segregate them. So it's killing multiple birds with one stone. Not only are we taking these dirty, disgusting, unvaccinated people and removing them from society, but we're also using them to work for us. And we can even loot them and use their assets to fund other parts of society. Now, the way this will work is that they can leave at any time, as long as they are vaccinated. And I think it's a brilliant idea. I think it's the one thing that as a society we could do to solve the problem, to solve people just not wanting to get vaccinated. I've tried everything. I've tried talking with them. I've tried being nice to them. I can tell you that doesn't work. The only thing that works with these dirty, unvaccinated people is maximum pressure. You got to keep that pressure on. And if it means labeling them, if it means taking them, stripping them of all their rights and sending them to work camps, I'm all for it.
Yeah, that video is absolutely disgusting. That should absolutely bother anyone who sees it. But it's not the first time Mark has said crazy things. Just look at this tweet from last year saying, I can speak for most vaccinated people and say I take great joy in seeing unvaccinated people excluded from parts of society. Does that sound like a conservative to you? The guy is a clown. And I even reposted that screenshot to make a point here, saying that the left wants to paint Slipinski as one of us. I asked every single conservative influencer who follows me to come out and condemn him. I'm sick of seeing the right look bad while he's pretending to be one of us. He's an absolute fraud and a grifter. He used to support the liberals, okay? He used to shill for the vaccine and mandates. He's not a good person. So I was happy to see people answer my call, like Yukon Gold coming out and saying, sick posts about Trudeau's daughter, 100% Trudeau's fault for using her like this. He cares more about trolling likes than his daughter's safety and privacy. Agreed. If you agree with Mark Slipinski here, send me a DM so we can meet in a parking lot to discuss your manners. Thank you, Yukon. Or Glenda coming out and saying, as a conservative, I can say that Mark Slipinski does not represent conservatives in any way, shape, or form. He's a vile person and I condemn his actions. Good. And then Slipinski comes out on Twitter, right? Captain Kobe has the screenshots here saying, okay, I went too far with that Trudeau tweet and I apologize. Moving forward, I'll do better. I will release a more formal apology when I get home. And he did release an apology. Let's watch it together.
Hey everybody, my name is Mark Slipinski, the owner and publisher of political news website Toronto 99. A couple days ago, I made the mistake of publishing some inappropriate comments about the Trudeau family. I want to take this time to apologize and to make a commitment to doing better. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you next time.
What a shitty apology. Oh my God. Is that the least sincere apology you ever heard? Play that again.
A couple days ago.
No emotion, no remorse in this guy. He's a psychopath.
I made the mistake of publishing some inappropriate comments about the Trudeau family. I want to take this time to apologize and to make a commitment to doing better. Thanks for tuning in. Talk to you next time.
I want to make a commitment to doing better. That is the worst apology I've ever heard in my life. So yeah, Mark Slipinski's a clown, and to be honest, I wouldn't even be surprised if he's working for the liberals, because people like him make conservatives look bad, and we need to condemn clowns like this at every opportunity. What a good way to end off this video, though. Let me ask you guys a question about Mark Slipinski. That tweet he said about Trudeau's daughter, was that actually going way too far? Did that actually legitimately bother you? Do you agree with him? Let me know in the comments down below what you think of Mark Slipinski's tweet. If you guys enjoyed this type of coverage, this type of news report, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Pleb. If you made it this far, as usual, thank you for watching. My name is the Pleb. I will see you at the next news report. Peace.